Welcome back, everyone. My name is Kevin Strange. I am a cartoonist, novelist, and independent filmmaker, and I am here today to share with you my love of the comic book medium. Today, we're going to take a look at one of my favorite cartoonists that most people don't even know is a cartoonist. Doug Tennapel. He is mostly known for being the creator of the iconic Earthworm Jim character, video game character from the early 1990s. And lately, he's more known as a right wing political commentator than he is for his Earthworm Jim work. And that will no doubt spark a huge debate in the comment section below. And that's fine. You guys go at it all you want over the controversies of Doug Tennapel. I'm here to talk about how awesome of a cartoonist and bookmaker he is. Right off the bat, we'll go ahead and start with Earthworm Jim. When Doug releases these Earthworm Jim books through crowdfunding, I can't even fit the whole book on my screen here in one go. Doug is a prolific cartoonist. He has more than a dozen graphic novels to his credit, and they are amazing stories and works of art that most people don't even know exist. But even beyond that, his bookmaking is incredible. The what do they call this? I don't remember what you call that. When you open, the inside cover of the book. No, I don't know. Doesn't matter. This is the this is a funny page here. That it's a gatefold page. It opens into a funny joke right off the bat, just to kind of get you in the mood for the silliness that is the Earthworm Jim universe, whether it be the book series or the video games. They are the Earthworm Jim is an absurd story. Lots of really dumb jokes and silly drawings. And Doug does all of the pencils and inks. Uh, Catherine Garner is his colorist. I think she does a fantastic job coloring. He draws like a weirdo, and she colors like a weirdo to go along with his weird art style. Um, yeah, um, let's just jump right in. It's this is a giant, like I said, a giant book, and you can see these incredible. The thing that jumps out to me the most about Doug is his imagination, his ability to create uh, these absolute weirdo characters and situations. Like this is Professor Monkey for a head. If you're familiar with the Earthworm Jim video game, you know all these characters. You know Psychro, Professor Monkey for a head, and all these silly characters. Um, Doug is he's very good at the silhouette, adding silhouette panels to his pages to really pop these characters. And one of the cool things Doug used to live stream drawing these comics. So I actually hung out in Doug's chat and watched him ink a lot of this book, and seeing it come to life with Catherine's colors afterwards is just, it's incredibly inspiring. It made me, oftentimes when I would watch, here's another one of those silhouette panels. Oftentimes when I would watch Doug draw this stuff, I would be drawing my own comics, and this is a POV from inside this bug craft. Look at the cockpit area there. That's such a good shot. And this little slime thing is one of the iconic characters from the Earthworm Jim video game series. Uh, this is the origin of this book. Is Launch the Cow is the origin of Earthworm Jim. That's why we haven't even seen it yet. There, she's tossing this super suit out. It's landing on this farm, and there you go. I like this this shot right here. It shows this ridiculous like bunch of levers that supposedly control the actual mechanics of the suit, which is ridiculous. But there you go. There you have Earthworm Jim has been born, and he's like, "Are you my mom?" He's this cow. He's been alive for 2 seconds, and, and he already gets smashed by a bull. That's Doug's humor. Doug's humor is very I don't know. It's got a tinge of black humor to it. It's he's a funny guy. So that's the Earthworm Jim collector book, big hardcover, huge book, gold pages. Can you see that? Gold pages. Probably do it like that. And then his newest character is Bigfoot Bill, and he does the same thing, huge oversized hardcover. Bigfoot Bill is awesome. This one was colored by Gabe El-Taib, who's like a prolific colorist. Did a lot of work for DC, and has a little bit of a different coloring style, as you can see, a little more subdued and a little more little higher contrast color work than Catherine. But I think each colorist complements Doug's weird inking style and character design. And Bigfoot Bill is it's the story of a Bigfoot that gets it's kind of another super suit situation where he gets the Kraken, Poseidon's sidekick, conforms to Bigfoot Bill as a suit because Bigfoot Bill has the finger of Poseidon on a gauntlet, and so the Kraken is under his control and has to do whatever he wants. It's a wacky story as well. I would say it's a little more grounded than Earthworm Jim. Earthworm Jim just is a really silly, stupid story, and there's a lot more kind of tooth to the Bigfoot Bill story, in my opinion. Look how beautiful this splash page is here. This is Agent somebody, I forget her name, but she's like Bigfoot Bill's handler. And these are just big, huge, beautiful books. This is Skunk Ape down here. Skunk Ape doing his thing. Doug has such an expressive style, expressive movements and faces, and I love that this is there's a panel here, but then it just kind of the fight just kind of takes place on the page as opposed to being broken up by panels. Doug does this a lot. That's another Doug Tennapel trope that I like a lot. I really like this page with the soldiers being taken out by skunk apes stink. I believe there's a can't remember the name of the place, but they all of these mythical creatures they escape from this complex, this government complex, and they send these super soldiers out to recapture them all, including Poseidon, who's our big villain of the book. This is Poseidon morphing into a shark monster. You know me, and I love my shark monsters. So there's a cool shark monster. Cryptos. That's the word I was thinking of. All these cryptozoological creatures are captured, or I'm sorry, escape from this facility that they've all been captured and forced to live in. I guess it's a prison. None of them are unhappy in it, but they all escape. Flip to some of the good stuff here. This is it's a gnarly looking motorcycle, and the Kraken takes it over and turns it into this Kraken mobile. this gnarly, awesome Kraken cycle. And let's get to the big stuff here. Oh yeah, this big dude. This big dude's cool. I like him a lot. I like all the makes him look normal. There's our dudes are a horse carriage for whatever stupid reason. And then I believe Poseidon becomes a giant here. Yeah, he gets his suit. He gets the suit back and his finger back, and he becomes a giant here at the end. He looks really cool. Anyway, that's Bigfoot Bill. Creature Tech here is so those are the modern, like those are the newer crowdfunded books that Doug makes real big and pretty and everything. But obviously, Doug has plenty of these standard size books that he did before the crowdfunding era. And this is his first graphic novel called Creature Tech, and this is a very cool book. And I want to say Catherine. It originally came out black and white. I want to say Catherine colored this. Let me find the credits. Yeah, Catherine colored with assistance by her sister Christine. Yeah, originally this was just a black and white, and I'm going to show you some of Doug's black and white work so you can kind of get an idea of what he looks like just his ink, just his inking isolated. But Creature Tech is this weird story, uh, very odd comic book about, I believe it's the Shroud of Turin, um, that these characters kind of similar to that facility in Bigfootville, where this is like a government agency that keeps like legendary artifacts, and see what exactly it is that he pulls out here. If I remember correctly, it's the Shroud of. Here we go. Yeah, it's the Shroud of Turin, which is kind of in the news lately. But our main character here uh, uses it. Let's see. He gets this alien symbiote attaches to him, and this is the Creature Tech. The Shroud of Turin is what I believe that's what the villain is after. And oh yeah, this alien is wearing this tech, and he dies, and so it's like a parasite, and it like raises up off of the dead alien, and then it grabs onto the heart of our main character, and he ends up with this. So it's very similar to Bigfoot Bill, and that now he's got this like sentient armor on him, and it's a really funny, goofy book. Again, Doug's main strength is just his imagination. He's able to come up with these weird characters and character designs that you know always amaze me. For some reason he's got this uh, anthropomorphic praying mantis that he hangs out with, and that's the cover. They ride on a motorcycle together. Um, he loves to put in these redneck, these like kind-hearted redneck characters. There's like farmers, and they'll just be like old redneck dudes that get involved in his stuff. And okay, so here the villain has finally had I guess this has been his ghost the whole time. And he throws the Shroud of Turin over his body, and he's able to resurrect himself. He comes back to life, and this dude's going to be our villain now. And he's a pretty cool looking character, but he turns all these cats into monsters, um, and those become his like henchmen that our hero, has to fight. Very cinematic in his stylings. He always has lots of cool action in his stuff. Uh, that's Creature Tech. I want to show you guys several more books before we get out of here. I would like to show you. I'm going to show you a black and white before we get any further. I'm going to show you a book called Power Up, and this is a book about a guy who gets a magical video game, and the video game gives him uh, special superpowers. And this is all done in black and white, so we finally get to see what Doug kind of looks like just on his own, where the black and white inking has to do the heavy lifting, not the color. And I think it really highlights his very unique style And I think in the title for this video, I called him the Christian R. Crumb because he's just such a prolific inker, and his style doesn't remind me of Crumb's, as in like he's a ripoff of Crumb. It's more like Crumb is just such known as just such a cartoonist, such a fiddler, a a guy who just goes crazy with his inks, and is known mostly for his black and white work. And um, again, all this stuff until the modern age was of Doug's. Most of the stuff from Doug was done in black and white, colored later. I think maybe the stuff he did for Scholastic was always colored first, but that's where the comparison kind of starts and ends. Like he doesn't obviously cover the degenerate topics that Crumb covers. These are very wholesome comics, um, and the style doesn't look the same. But he's just he just tosses this ink around so prolifically. Like I said, he's got over a dozen of these graphic novels, and all these things are over. Each one of these things is over 100 pages. Um, and I really like all of them. Really, I think I own everything that Doug's done, and there's not a single book that doesn't have its place in his his collection. He just does such a great job using wholesome characters that have very epic adventures, and that tug at your heartstrings and pull you into these relationships between usually it's fathers and sons. Sometimes the son is young and the father's middle aged, and sometimes the son is middle aged and the father is older. Um, but this is where he's getting his first power up from the video game. Look at this cat. Look at this silly cat. His women always look like this, and his dudes always look like this. And his cars always look ridiculous. He draws the most terrible cars, and there's actually I'll end power up on this. There's actually a car chase in this book, which is hilarious because Doug is so bad at drawing. Look at this villain though. This villain is amazing. Again, his character design is second to none. He is just he has such a knack for characters. He's gonna get in this car chase here, where the villain's on a motorcycle with his cool horns and cape, and then he's in this car, and they're gonna zip around and be in this car chase for a long time. Which again is funny because he's drawing cars ain't his strength, and I admire him for going ahead and going all in and just drawing this car chase. And it looks to me like he probably used a Matchbox car as his reference. Probably pictures of a Matchbox car, and then Lightbox would be my guess. I don't know if this was the digital. I don't know if he did this in the digital era because he could have dropped it into into Clip Studio and traced it that way. This was 2009. Well, I don't know if he was using Clip Studio yet. 2009, but either way, that's probably a Matchbox car. Pictures of a Matchbox car that are traced in some would be my guess. Guess I could ask him. But yeah, that's Power Up, and that's a nice look at his at Doug's black and white style. Another book. I'll get out of here soon. Again, there's no reason to go through his whole biography, but just a couple more books that I want to highlight because they're just so good. We'll go through. This was one of my first Doug Tennapel books that I bought while he was working on Earthworm Jim, and I was watching him draw it, that process takes months and months. I started picking up his back catalog, and Bad Island is one of the first ones I picked up, and right off, and this was it doesn't have. Let's see, yeah, Catherine Garner again is his colorist on this book. And right off the bat, these cities built on the backs of these giants just stuck out to me as um, incredible character design. See these scientists walking up the stairs behind the head of this giant creature. Um, these alien parasite things, these giant alien parasite things appear, and the creature has to do battle while all these characters are living on his back. Just again, this creature is terrifying. Uh, the giant is unique in a way that I've never seen before. He finds this program, this block here, bottom panel, shoves it into a slot, and then that activates the war gear on the giant that they live on the back of, and then they start. He starts attacking this parasite monster, and then we cut to present day, and it's this family that are kind of struggling to connect with dad. Dad's kind of aloof and kind of out there, and mom and it's mom and dad and brother and sister, and they're going to go on vacation to this island together. And there's a lot of character development. Here's some more of that silhouette work that Doug does so well. And they're going to the island and blah blah blah. And of course, it turns out that the island is this creature. And we get some more really cool creature character designs. This monster here is attacking the family. This thing. I should have got Monster Zoo out. That's another black and white one. One of my favorites, but we'll have to fight another day. But that maybe Monster Zoo will get its own book. Look at this awesome monster. I mean, have you ever seen anything that even looks like that? It's got, if you can't tell what you're looking at, that's got three eyes, and this is a sort of interior mouth, and then it has this like shroud around it that's an exterior mouth that's just gigantic. And the dad doesn't even realize it's there. He's like messing with the fire, throws it on the thing, and kills it or harms it, and it runs off. Yeah, as we go on further and further, it turns out that they're in get to the point where the thing wakes up again. And they realize that they're, yeah, here we go. Yeah, so that's all still backstory when this thing like crash lands onto Earth. And now we're trying to shove these programs here, shoving these programs into their slots to reactivate the monster while we have these, or the giant, we have these monsters fighting. These alien monsters fighting, trying to, they want the power of the thing. There he is. Great book. It's a book about, it's a book about this family going on an adventure and sort of growing closer together. And dad, like, sort of falling into the patriarchal, spot that he's been struggling with. And very, very great book, especially to share with your kids. If you have kids, this is a great book to share with them. And another great, these are books that he did with, this is graphics. I was going to say that was a Scholastic book. But these are both, well, is that? Yeah, that's just an imprint of graphics is an imprint of Scholastic. So these are Scholastic books. And the last one that I want to go over, and then I'll get out of here and quit yapping at you guys, is a book called Cardboard, and it's about a father and son who get this magical cardboard, and whatever they build with cardboard. They build this boxer out of cardboard, and he comes to life, and he kind of looks like Bigfoot Bill or Earthworm Jim. Doug has this particular style; he draws certain characters in, and so they first they just hang out with the boxer guy a lot, and eventually they figure out that they can use their magic cardboard to make more magic cardboard. They make a magic cardboard creation machine that prints more magic cardboard so that they have infinite. This is the cardboard maker, so that they have infinite magic cardboard, and they start to make little cardboard creatures that come to life, and eventually the villains, these goth neighbor characters, get a hold of the magic cardboard machine, and they of course start to use it for evil, and they build like a portal to to this cardboard land. I guess first they make a monster to fight the boxer guy with, and then they that's another one of those shots that Doug does so well, where he has the fight happen all throughout the page without any panels. That's another Doug Tennapel trope that he does so well. And then as the book progresses, we're 150 pages into this book now. This is a huge book. Eventually, the villains make a cardboard dimension and crank out all these cardboard monsters, and they have to make cardboard weapons like this, and this little this cardboard rocket, and that was a cardboard rocket launcher. That's a cardboard rocket launcher here, and that's a cardboard rocket, and they have to go fight all of these cardboard monsters in this monster dimension. And it's a great adventure between father and son, and a very cool, again, a book to share with your family if you have kids. All very wholesome, very family oriented, but also extremely creative. Doug's imagination is second to none. I'm usually in awe of. I consider myself a pretty creative dude with some pretty bizarre out there ideas that I can put into books, but Doug always amazes me, and he's got such a stronger imagination than me, and that's hard to find. So I admire him a lot, especially for a guy that's like never done drugs or anything. He, I credit a lot of my weirdness to. Well, we don't have to get into that, but anyway, this is Doug Tennapel. He's possibly the Christian R. Crumb. He's one of my favorite creators, cartoonists, and if you've never heard of him before and you want to jump in, Creature Tech is a great place to start, or any of these other of the smaller books. You can get the bigger books. These bigger like display books. You can get them on eBay, but they're pretty pricey. Over $100 gets you into one of these bigger books, but the smaller books are cheap and on Amazon. And he's made a bunch of them. He's made a buttload of them, and I think he's great. He's a sort of one of those hidden gems that most people into comics don't even know exists. And so I hope that me highlighting his some of his better works here have maybe gotten you excited to dig into the Doug Tennapel catalog. And that'll do it for today. So I appreciate you guys watching. My name is Kevin Strange. I have a Patreon, a link in the description where you can you have access for $3 a month. You get access to all of my comic books, all of my novels, and all of my feature films. Dozens and dozens and dozens of creations there behind my Patreon paywall. Access is only $3 a month, and so check that out. And there's also a link to Doug's website, and that'll do it for us today. So I will see you guys at the dollar bin.